Brynn, Adderall shortage again?
Yup, and I have 4 finals and 3 pills left, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. First, let's discuss what Adderall is. Adderall is a combination medicine that is used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and it works by changing the amount of certain natural substances in the brain. This drug belongs under a class known as stimulants, and it can help increase your ability to pay attention, stay focused on an activity, and control behavior problems. So how did this shortage start? Experts say that a high demand for the drug, paired with drug makers' claims that they are being restricted in how much of the drug they can make, has fueled a nationwide shortage. The pandemic-era surge in telehealth facilitated a significant increase in Adderall prescriptions, straining production capacities. Regulatory measures in preventing misuse further tightened supply. Combined with manufacturing inefficiencies and dependency on only a few producers, the resulting shortage underscores how systemic inefficiencies and regulatory rigidity can impact market outcomes. In this graph from CNN, it captures the number of prescriptions dispensed relative to an eligible patient population or those who had filled a prescription within the past 2 years, portraying a monthly rate of prescription fills for Adderall. You can see that in the first half of 2023, the average monthly prescription fill rate for Adderall was 11% lower than it was in the first half of 2022. As we know, in the economic perspective, there's scarcity, which requires you to make choices, which then requires those choices to have costs. With that being said, the shortage of Adderall is requiring patients to make a decision regarding what days they are going to take their Adderall and what days they will suffer from not taking the drug. Patients are doing this because they are trying to prolong the amount of time they have until they're able to get their next prescription. Although, the time it takes to refill an Adderall prescription during the shortage is longer than the amount of pills that one is given. So going back to scarcity in relation to the Adderall shortage, patients are required to make a choice of when they are going to take the drug and having a cost come from that choice of how they will perform every day if they are not taking the drug. The definition of demand is the various amounts of goods, services, or resources that buyers are willing or able to produce at a specific amount. The definition of supply is the various amount of goods, services, and resources that suppliers are willing or able to produce at a specific amount. According to the New York Post, a family's amount paid monthly for their Adderall changed drastically before and after the shortage. In 2022, the family was only paying $20 per month for their Adderall, whereas in 2023, the family was paying $300 per month for the Adderall. This family situation relates greatly to the economic perspective of supply and demand, as the demand for Adderall was so high and the supply for Adderall was so low that the price began to rise immensely. We need more. We need more. We need more. Ha ha ha. You fools. You're acting like there's not a shortage. You're acting like I even have any to give you. The Adderall shortage illustrates market inefficiencies stemming from production constraints, monopolistic control, or regulatory hurdles. In the article, What Are Economic Models from IMF.org, the text states that the demand-supply equilibrium is disrupted when the firms operate below full capacity due to input shortages and stringent regulations. The pharmaceutical industry's oligopolistic structure, characterized by a few major producers, exacerbates these inefficiencies. High barriers to entry and reliance on proprietary formulations further concentrate market power, limiting competitive dynamics and fostering scarcity. In relation to healthcare economics, Adderall shortage disproportionately affects individuals with ADHD, underscoring disparities in healthcare access and outcomes. The scarcity increases out-of-pocket expenses as patients resort to off-label alternatives or higher-cost branded drugs. According to statnews.com, the active pharmaceutical ingredients for Adderall are primarily produced in China and India, which has negative results as the FDA lacks full visibility into these foreign suppliers' production capacity and quality standards, posing risks to Adderall's availability and safety. This goes hand in hand with poverty and income distribution, as the shortage highlights disparities in income distribution as low-income individuals struggle to afford alternative treatments. Well, I guess I'll be relying on you today since I can't afford my Adderall. Brynn, are you okay? The exam started 20 minutes ago. This scenario of a low-income individual having to choose a cheaper alternative for Adderall is a great example of scarcity, as the individual is making a choice to drink coffee because it was cheaper than her Adderall, although the cost of her choice was to be in the bathroom for 20 minutes of her exam because of the coffee's side effects. In relation to economic growth and externalities, although Adderall production has a lower environmental impact compared to other industries, the broader pharmaceutical supply chain still poses challenges. Increased domestic production to reduce reliance on imported raw materials could create jobs but might raise costs and environmental burdens. Encouraging local production, as highlighted by supply chain policies, might mitigate shortages but may trade off with increased pollution. This here is a picture of the type of ship that Adderall is imported on. These ships burn fuel for energy and emit several types of air pollution as byproducts. Ship source pollutions most closely linked to climate change and public impacts greenhouse gases, GHG, nitrogen oxides, NOx, sulfur oxides, SOx, and particulate matter. With there being a shortage of Adderall and having to get the drug imported from different countries by sea, we are raising the number of environmental burdens and increasing pollution in our nation. Along with these ships causing pollution, there are only so many pharmacies during the shortage that are reliable to always pick up your prescription from. For example, every 30 days, I have to drive 51 minutes to and from the pharmacy just to pick up my prescription. This uses an unnecessary amount of gas, causing even more pollution in our nation. Hey, Kels, I'll be back in about 2 hours. I have to drive home and then drive all the way back to pick up my Adderall from my pharmacy at home because no pharmacy around here is restocked on the Adderall yet. All in all, there are many ways policymakers could address these Adderall shortages. 1, they can revise DEA quotas based on real-time demand data. 2, they can incentivize domestic production to reduce reliance on imports. 3, they can enhance competition by easing market entry barriers for new manufacturers. And 4, they can streamline regulatory processes to adapt more quickly to demand surges. As we can see, the Adderall shortage has many effects on the economy and relates greatly to the economic perspectives.